All right, so let's talk about how this thing works. So this is the centerpiece of all of my audio inputs. This is a Behringer X32 rack digital mixer, and my band uses it for our live shows. I've repurposed it for this. So this XLR expansion board we have here in front basically gives us inputs to all the back things on the back. That's all it does. And I'm running various inputs into this, such as my guitar and my condenser mic. I take the main audio outputs of that, and then from there, I run this over here to my desktop, where I have another digital audio interface. This is a Focusrite Scarlett 2i2 interface. It takes two inputs in XLR format, and I just take the main left and right out of the mixer for that. It has this nice low latency monitor here with its own hardwired volume knob on it, so I can actually control the volume going into my headphones while I'm in meetings. And I like doing that because it reduces the noise problems. Also, it kind of reduces some of the background noise. So I have my iPad here. This is an iPad Pro. I'm using a USB dongle thing off the side of it that allows me to take the audio output of this thing into the back of the X32 mixer. So literally any sound I make on this can show up inside the GVC, and I've submixed it on that mixer in order for me to be able to basically control how it works during the meeting. If I felt like it, I have a MIDI keyboard here I can use to make synthesizer noises. I haven't really played with that yet, but it works pretty well. And also you can do all the mixing at the X32 over Wi-Fi using this iPad itself, which is pretty cool. So for a microphone, I've got this Shure SM27 large diaphragm condenser mic hooked up with an XLR output, phantom power, all that business. And I have it on this podcaster boom arm, so when I'm not in meetings, I can just kind of throw it out of the way. I picked this because it's good for all kinds of vocal ranges. Inside the mixer, I put a noise gate on it to reduce some of the background humming and just kind of noise from being next to my laundry room and having a ceiling fan inside here. But it sounds great, as you heard on the recording. So in terms of video, I've got this guy right here. So what I did, I went out and I bought one of those ring lights off of Amazon. This is an Esker ring light. It works pretty well. It's on a tripod mount behind there. And I have put my Panasonic camcorder on here so that I can actually get 1080p audio. I tried using my Nikon D3300, but apparently that model, if you leave it on the video capture for long enough, it'll overheat and go into kind of a thermal shutdown state. So I went with this because I can leave it on all day, all night, no problem whatsoever. It's got 50x optical zoom, I believe, so it looks absolutely gorgeous and it can give me a nice zoomed in view, as opposed to my webcam, which gets really pixelated and stuff and just kind of looks like everyone else's. So in order to make this work, what I did, I have a mini HDMI output. Sorry, that's a micro HDMI output that goes off of that, and it goes into this guy right here. This is an Elgato HD60S HDMI video capture card. And what that does is it takes any HDMI input signal and it turns it into a webcam on my Mac. So I could put whatever I wanted. I could do a PlayStation for gaming. I could do, my camcorder, DSLR, it doesn't matter. The laptop will just work for that. And so that gives me the two different inputs to it. So I've got my video coming from here, my audio coming from here, and then I can go into meetings. Now this leads to a question, like why did I choose to use a separate audio interface here instead of just using the X32? Well, the answer is really simple. I had both of them, and this one was closer to my desk, so I could basically keep my headphones plugged into it instead of running it off the one on the floor over there. I just didn't want cables running that far around. I noticed no latency whatsoever when I'm doing this, and it sounds great. I'm really happy with it. And it just kind of decouples my two systems from each other. I like the fact that I can do all my recording and stuff on the other one, and I can do just my meetings and stuff over here. So anyway, that is my entire audio setup. I love it, and I'd recommend it to others.